Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your favorite YouTuber, and we are back with a brand new video. And today is going to be actually a quite different video. Today is going to be an updated video of a video I did like maybe last month. You guys may remember I did a my MOCs and minifigures in Lego Star Wars video like a couple months ago, I think, or last month. Well, I actually asked you guys on poll one day ago, should I make an updated version of that video? And 26 people voted, and 77% of you guys said, yes, you should. So this video goes out to you guys, and today I will be making an updated version of that video. So let's get straight to it. Alright, you guys, so quick disclaimer before I start today's video. Now, as you might remember from the last video, there will be one MOC that is not designed entirely by me. That MOC is the LATI gunship designed by Bricolier Bricks, but I modified it. There's going to be another MOC in this video that is the 501st dropship that is also designed by Bricolier Bricks, but I also highly modified that. But okay, so that's all I wanted to say. Now let's get on with the first one, which is the LATI Republic gunship modded. If you want to be fancy, not fancy, but yeah, by technicality it is modded, because the original build should not look like this. It should look like this. So you need 2187 of these fighter tanks to make this. Just a disclaimer, this, not this, this. So you need two. I also used two fighter tanks, but then I had some leftover pieces around to make this. And don't mind if it's a little wobbly. There's something on the bottom that I'll show you guys later. So first up, so I'll show you guys around. First up is obviously the front. There's a change that I made here. Now obviously the windshield is still the same. It still looks the same as last video, and it still works the same way. But then you might see that it's a little tiled off better, and instead of having that thing, I just have this stud thing, just to clarify. And instead of having those two things that went like this, I actually have this new design that can actually rotate up to here. That is so cool, right, you guys? Because if you guys remember in the last video, they couldn't move at all. They were stuck in like this position. Now you can move both of them. That is so awesome. And it's way more secure. The only downside is this can happen, but you need a little bit of force to do that. Like, they're pretty sturdy, I guess. So yeah, that's basically it for the front. Now let's go to the right side. There's another change here. I made a change to the bubble, not really bubble, well, turret, not bubble turret, just turret. So this is by technicality a turret, and this is a very, very improved design from the last time. So last time it had this two thing and one gun. Now it has these two handles, a seat, and the front gun, which still looks pretty ridiculous, if I do say so myself, but I'm not complaining, it looks good. And another very cool, so you just, in reality, there's not that big of a change. Just get one of your 187th troopers, tilt his hands, make him sit down in that seat, and clip his hands there if you want to. But in reality, that's not all, because you might have noticed that these have not moved at all. That's because I have another change. I have a clip here that prevents them from moving if I don't want it. If I do want it to move, then I'll move it here, and then it moves side to side, I mean obviously, but a very big upside too. It can move up and down, see? And with the doors open, I'll show you that in a second. With the doors open, it'll actually move way more. But for now, let's keep it clipped, because that's all. So another very improved design is the doors. Now it's a little bit more brittle, but then I actually shortened it and made sure that it doesn't look as wonky. And so you have to open it like this. And when you do open it like that, it sort of looks like it will on the real LATI. And same interior goes there. If you guys can see, there's actually 2 seats, and still there's a divider. So the interior is still the same, but just the one thing I changed is the doors. Instead of having 2 of these, there's only 1. And instead of having that 6-piece, there's a 4-piece like this, which actually looks way better. And now, yeah, that's basically it for the right side. And I don't think I made any changes to the wing, but it's still like that. It can still pop off like that, but there you go. But I made a slight change to the engine. I added like this thing so that it'll look a little bit better. Like, as you can see, it'll look a little bit better, but I don't know. That's just a slight thing that I made. So now, moving on to the back. It's pretty much the same thing, but there are some minor changes, like the turret. I changed that. If you guys remember from the last video, I changed that. Like, yeah, I just changed it, and now it's better. There's still the 2 spring-loaded shooters where you can just shoot them. They're spring-loaded shooters, and there's still there. I actually blocked it off a little bit better though. That's another minor change. And there's still a speeder bike there, and it has the same exact thing: 2 handles and a place to store the weapon. So yeah, that's basically it for the back. And if you flip it around, there's still the same thing. I mean, obviously, but then on the underside of it, sorry, it's just a little hard. I changed it because now I have these 2 cylinder pieces, and that is the only thing that keeps it standing. You can tilt it here, you can tilt it here, but overall, it's a good landing gear. Not really gear, but then it's sort of movie accurate because there's not supposed to be anything underneath here. So having clear pieces there sure does help. So now I'll have the next mock, and it's actually the same mock from last video, but I changed it a lot. So this still the HMC3 turtle droid, but I changed it a lot, as you can see. I think the only thing recognizable from the last HMC3 or something is this, the turret droid, which is now the main droid and is now also the gun droid. Now, the reason why I changed it is because, actually, I'll show you why I changed it later, but yeah, that's basically it for this. There's space for droids here, and there's a turret. We can move up and down, and there's like this roof thing, and there's no longer clips to keep your droid weapons there. So yeah, that's basically it for this thing. It's not really that valid, but whatever. So this next one I actually made. This is some random droid transport that I made. So this is entirely based off, this is supposed to fit all of the 2023 501st Battle Pack. That's why you see the backpacks here, because I actually perfected this. So you can put the clone backpacks here to have the 2 heavy troopers sit down here. You have a driver and a gunner for the back gunner, and you have 4 clips for 4 weapons, and that's how many weapons they came with. You have the new stud shooter here. You can just shoot it, and you have a spring-loaded shooter also. And you have like a radar dish or something, like a control panel, and a yoke, I'm guessing. And you have 4 seats. This one is a back-to-back seat because there needs to be 1 gunner in the back for this back turret. And yeah, if you flip it around, there's really nothing there. There's literally nothing there. So that's basically it for this one. Oh wait, actually I forgot. I have these like 2 turrets in the front. They're just simple turrets. They look like turrets, but then if you don't want them, just store them away. That's it. So yeah. Now, I'll be moving on to my latest addition to the collection. Now, this is the 501st dropship, designed and made, not this, but designed by Brickolier Bricks. Now, don't mind if my phone was there because I actually have a picture of the actual build in my phone, so don't mind that. But the actual build should look like this. It does not look like this. Definitely not. Instead, it looks like this. You can see a lot of differences, right? Now, the first difference that you might have spotted is the turrets or the visor. I changed the head visor thing, canopy. Oh, sorry about that. I changed the canopy to this, basically. Yeah, that's it. And then you might see the turrets as the next change. Instead of being here, they're here. They're connected to these door thingies. And then if you go here, there are the engines. And then I also changed this so that it'll look more like a V-wing. And that is actually way cooler than the original one, which had these two like here. And then in the back, you have a turret, which was possible with the original build, but wasn't made for some reason by Bricolier. Oh, and by the way, if you actually wanted to make the turret from the actual build, you'll have the old stud shooter and you won't have this. But just know that. So yeah, that's basically it for this. And another change that I made, if you flip it around, there is foldable landing gear. And I'll show you why I need landing gear right about now. So this is something that is actually in the actual alternate set. This one you will need one of the 75280, I'm guessing, 501st Clone Troopers battle pack. All you need is one. So this came in the actual alternate build, but there's just one more change. I added like this ring. The only change I think is this ring. Or maybe this is different, but whatever. That's the only difference. This thing goes like this, and there's one problem that occurred to me while making the landing gear, but it wasn't that big of a problem, and it had an easy fix. So basically, if you had both of the landing gears down and you tried to attach this, that'll happen. It won't fit. So I found the easiest fix to just fold this up and attach this here. And just make sure that it's within range of here. And then close this up, because that's in the actual build too, this lock. And then I'm pretty sure I added these additional things to maybe sturdy it out a little bit, but whatever. And this is in the actual perfected design by Bricolier. Now, props to him for making this design. I think in the video he said that he based this off of the Imperial dropship. So all you need to do is lift up this key, and then since this rotates, just rotate it on the ground and then just fly away. That's all. For this one, at least. Because I actually made one more with the same set, but I may have used some additional pieces. This is the speeder bike that I made to attach to here. Now, obviously, you only need one minifigure while piloting this. Well, not really pilot, but just one minifigure right now, and you have the same gun design as the LATI. You just need, there's just two guns in the front. Looks pretty ridiculous, but I'm not blaming. It looks good. So you just have the trooper sat down here and clip his hands if you want to. And you might see here that there's this little bar thing here, and you might be wondering why. Well, you see this? You see this little indent? That is exactly why I have that. Now, luckily for the speeder bike, you can deploy all of the landing gear. So, lift it up and push it in, and this lines up perfectly with this. Hold on, wait. Sorry, that's one big problem I have with this speeder bike. Oh my god, everything's falling apart. Yeah, this one, the visor is not really that strong, but yeah, it's fine. And then it'll barely miss the minifigure head. Barely, it'll miss it. But yeah, that's basically it. It's really secure, and you can just attach the speeder bike there. And then to deploy it, just lift it up while you're landed. And since speeder bikes float, you can just drive away. So this is basically just a substitute for that old speeder bike, in this set. So yeah. So that's basically it for all of the MOCs. But remember, you guys, this is also an updated for minifigures. So let's do that. So I'll try to do it newest to oldest. All right, let's do that. And I'll grab the weapons too. So my most recent ones were from the 501st Clone Troopers, which are the 501st Clone Troopers, I mean obviously, and 2 battle droids. And I'm pretty sure that all of these, like this entire set, came with these weapons. Yeah, so this entire set came with these weapons. So these 2 weapons belonged to the battle droids. I actually made a review on this set on my YouTube channel, if you want to see that out. I mean, if you want to check that out, sorry. It's the most recent video before this video. So yeah, that's how the weapons look like. Like just one long DC-15, I'm guessing, for one of the troopers, and for the jet trooper, you have this one. Yes, this is a jet trooper. If I'm not wrong, this is the first time we've seen it, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. So we have this new blue jetpack. And I think the only reason why I decided to get this is because it's cool, and I decided to make this then. So yeah. So that's basically my most recent minifigures. Now, wrong way, sorry. Now, let's go to my second most recent, which is for the 2023 501st Battle Pack. Now, actually, there is some fixing required because I took the backpacks off for that little transport, so you have to brutally decapitate this gunner and put it back on to get the full experience, because Lego could not find a better way of attaching jetpacks and backpacks onto minifigures. Thank you, Lego, for making us decapitate our minifigures just to attach an accessory. So this is basically the blasters that came with the set, and very surprisingly, this set did not come with any droids. It was just a battle pack. I don't know if this is the first time we've seen that. I don't think it's the first time, but it's just really weird in my opinion. So let's start off with the officer. I think this is an officer, yeah. So basically you have let me compare it with the original one. Now it's almost the same, but you have a printed comma and some differences in the belt, and the legs are a little different just because of the printed comma. And then we have just the same thing, but then this one's blue, and then the blue belt, and then the same helmet, but then the new holes on the side of this 501st one. It's disgusting. And then we have the rangefinder, which is attached in a way that sort of makes me want to throw up, but nevertheless, that's it for the officer. And then next, we have the specialist. Why did I throw that minifigure away? We have the clone specialist, and there are some minor differences. Now these new helmet holes actually come into use because they have this very cool binoculars. I'm not sure what they're called, but the helmet's basically the same other than these new holes. And then the arms are blue. There are some yellow markings here. I don't know if you can see that. And then it's basically the same torso and back. I think those are the only differences for these two figures. So yeah, and then we get 2 of the same thing, so I just need to review one. So this one is actually different because even without this visor, it looks like this helmet alone looks like a 501st Commander Cody. Prove me wrong. It literally looks like a 501st Commander Cody. But anyways, it's just different because it's a gunner, but it still looks like a 501st Commander Cody. Try to prove me wrong. And then the chest is also different because it's supposed to have a backpack, I think. And then a pauldron. Is this a pauldron? I'm not sure. And then when you flip it around, you see a backpack. Now, let me brutally decapitate his head again. You just see a strap and whatever this is. So yeah, that's basically it for my most recent minifigures. Hold on, there's some assembly required. So that's it for my 501st Clone Troopers and my most recent minifigures. Now let's go to my second most recent minifigures, which is, if I'm not wrong, these. Now it's not all, sorry. There are way more. Yeah. This is my newest, most recent minifigures, and they actually came with a lot of weapons. Actually, they came with a lot of weapons, but I used most of those weapons for my builds. Like, if you can see here, I actually used the weapons of the minifigures for this. So don't mind if not all the weapons are here. But nevertheless, these are the two weapons for the Clone Troopers. These are the weapons for the droids. And these are the weapons for both Mace Windus. So, I mean, these Mace Windus are the same. Now, I can't tell the difference between the LAATI Republic Gunship UCS Mace Windu, but apparently they're different. But it's just a common Mace Windu in his Jedi robes. Not really, but whatever. And the purple lightsaber. It's the same goes for this one. And then you have an average B1 battle droid. Do I even need any more explanation? But they do have new guns, I think. And hold on, let me just attach all of the weapons for the B1 battle droids. Sorry. And then you have a clone 187th clone trooper. Actually, I googled it and Lego just made this up. The 187th does not actually exist in any canon shows or movies. And I tried to Google clone commander and this did not come up. So I'm guessing that Lego also made this up. Correct me if I'm wrong. And if I'm not wrong, this actually looks a lot like the chest for the gunner, but with the comma of an officer. See? It sort of looks like it, right? You guys see that? The pants of an officer, but the chest of a gunner. Or heavy trooper. I don't know, whatever. And then the back shows this, which still looks like the back of this. I'm not going to decapitate him again. But yeah, so you get two of those. Actually, you get one of those in one of the fighter tanks. Whoa. Sorry, you guys. I accidentally knocked over the camera. Now, these guns are actually supposed to go for these troopers, if I'm not wrong. But I used them for this one to go inside of the gunship. Literally. Like this trooper inside of the you can't really see it, but inside of there. That's literally all. And then, so that's it for the commanders, I guess, commanders. And then you get one of each and every single, I mean, you get 4 in both of those sets. You get 4 of the same trooper, which is just a Coruscant guard, but purple, I guess. And then there's a weird chest. I wouldn't say that that's a regular clone trooper, but whatever. And then you have the big gun. Yeah. So that's it for my third most recent set. But yeah, so that's it for that. And the next one, hold on, let me try to remember which one came first. Which one did I make first? Oh yeah. So this one, this Din Djarin, I used this as the weapon because the original weapon is actually the same one used as this officer. But actually, I changed that for this one. And actually, I made a mistake. This figure is not the fourth most recent one, but what do you know? I'm too lazy to reset it. So let's stick with the Din Djarin. So I just used this because it's better. So that'll work. So he's just a Din Djarin with a blank head. He's the one after the Beskar. Like you can see all of this. You have the Mythosaur on. I don't know if you can see that, but Yeah, he has a mythosaur. Wait, not mythosaur. Mudhorn on the side of his shoulder pauldron. And the whistling birds, I forgot. It was mentioned in season 1 of The Mandalorian, but I already forgot the name on this wrist. And the weapons, ammo, and stuff. And his jetpack. So yeah, that's it for this one. Now, these figures were actually supposed to come first, but they didn't. And I forgot the guns, but I don't care anymore. So I think it's like the snow battle pack or something. I'm not sure. But I think these same figures came in AT-AT. So you have a Snow Trooper, Imperial. I don't like Imperials, but whatever. I'm a Republic fanboy. This looks like this. I think this is a comma printed. Gross. And a Scout Trooper. Snow Scout Trooper. Do we ever see this in canon? Sorry, I haven't seen Rebels. It might be in Rebels, but I don't know. And then you have the Dark Trooper Attack. The Lego Dark Trooper Attack. And let's start with Luke Skywalker. I actually made a mistake. I replaced both of his hands. And, I replaced one of his other hand and also made it black when it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be skin. But I made both of them black, so don't mind that. So he has his green lightsaber, his hood, and a double-sided face. So he has that one and this one. To be honest, you can barely see the difference, but there is a difference. So Jedi robes, and a cape. That's all for Luke Skywalker. And for the Dark Troopers, they're both the same, and both of them have the same weapon too. So this Dark Trooper, and I think I'm correcting myself from my previous video, these aren't exclusive to the set. This is not exclusive to the set at all. I think this also came inside of the Moff Gideon's light cruiser, I think, which is an Acquaintance class light cruiser, I think. So it just looks like this. He has this big chest piece, and there's actually a face molding. And Lego's using a strategy they haven't used in a while. We're making this hollow, so to see the visor and under here. So this is just some random shoulder pauldron, and then if you take it off, there's some printing here, and on the back too. But remember what Moff Gideon said: the problem were the humans, so they're droids. So this is not a suit, this is a robot, and they have the same guns as the Clone Heavy Troopers. So yeah, that's it for the Dark Troopers. And for my last figures, which is actually my first figures, the first figures I got, I have these Bo-Katan Kryze, which we last saw in The Mandalorian, I'm guessing. I'm pretty sure. I'm on season 3 now. Gar Saxon, which I'm pretty sure we saw in Clone Wars, and some random Mandalorian follower. Well, he's actually supposed to have 2 guns. He's supposed to have the 2 guns like Bo-Katan, but I lost his other gun. I don't care. So, with this new Lego set coming out with a new Bo-Katan, this figure may or may not raise in value because it looks like this. But there's no arm printing. There's just some chest printing and back printing, I think. I don't care. I don't want to decapitate her. And she has a double-sided face. She also has a hairpiece, but I'm too lazy to get it. LMAO. Then with Bo-Katan, Gar Saxon, Darth Maul guy. Some just armor is weird, and he's Darth Maul. Next, random Mandalorian guy. Next. Wait, there is no next. That was actually the last one. Okay, so that was all of it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.